Hey brothers, so I know I've already made two posts on the Charlottesville incident, but I felt the overwhelming need to make a video because I've been watching coverage on Fox, on CNN, on OAN, and they're all reporting it incorrectly. They're all tying in little lies and making it seem like something that it isn't. So I thought I would read for you today a personal account of someone who was there. And you can compare it to what Fox and OAN and CNN are spitting out. And you can see what's really going on, what really happened. Alright, so a little background knowledge that's absolutely vital to understanding this situation. The marchers filed for a permit to protest because that's what you have to do. You have to file for a permit if you're going to assemble in public. And they were challenged by the ACLU, one of the most corrupt organizations in America. Yet a federal judge ruled that to take their permit would be a civil rights violation, so their permit was restored. So that means them gathering as they did was entirely legal. It was an entirely legal demonstration. They had a permit, and the city of Charlottesville knew where they would be and when they would be assembling. So there's no doubting in any such way that it was illegal. It was an entirely legal protest. Now I'm going to read you a personal account of one of the people who were actually there, one of the white nationalists, and you can compare it to what you're seeing on CNN, OAN, and Fox. It begins like this. Everything was set up in Lee Park. We started arriving. There were around 4,000 to 5,000 people gathered, according to media reports. The event was scheduled to begin at noon. All of a sudden, around 11:30, the cops began attacking the crowd and shooting tear gas. It's not clear whether these were local, state, or federal police. They began bullhorning that it was an illegal assembly, which it wasn't. People were forced out of the park. Those who tried to stay in the park were attacked by the cops. There were very few Antifa, but the cops herded people in their direction, so people could be attacked and pepper sprayed. Everyone got pepper sprayed. Antifa were getting their asses kicked. People attempted to reorganize in various locations. Every location where people attempted to reorganize was visited by cops threatening people with arrest. People kept getting split up by the cops, and so were attacked. Then someone crashed a car. This was an insane mess. I have never seen anything like this. I don't think it's ever happened in American history. The point at which the cops began tear gassing and attacking the demonstration. The cops just openly attacking people for no reason, when they had a right to assemble, is just bizarre. This had to have been ordered by the mayor, or by the governor, or by some federal authorities. We will find out. The ACLU is going to sue over this. Help the organizers file a suit as well. I think anyone injured will be able to sue the city and the cops. We might as well be able to sue officers as individuals. The fact that the Charlottesville Police Department began attacking peaceful protesters is shocking. The fact that the Charlottesville Police Department began attacking protesters who had a right to be there through a permit is shocking. The fact that there was a coordinated assault between Antifa and the Charlottesville Police Department is shocking. The fact that the Charlottesville Police Department would ally itself with a group that's openly anti-cop and attack people who are pro-cop is incredibly shocking. And it only shows that the attack was not random. It had to be planned. Soros has Antifa in his pocket, and the mayor of Charlottesville has the Charlottesville Police Department in his. You draw two and two together, there's some collusion. The fact that the fatality and the entire eruption of violence has been blamed entirely on the white nationalists is not as shocking because the media is corrupt, as we all know, but that's not true. The violence did not start by the white nationalists' hands. It started by the police department of Charlottesville. and then it transferred into Antifa's hands when they began attacking and pepper spraying white nationalists. I've looked at multiple news coverage or news videos of this, and they only show white nationalists attacking Antifa. Or they only show white nationalists pepper spraying Antifa. That's selective video. If you see the video in its entirety, if you see the video from the white nationalist's perspective, you're going to see cops indiscriminately beating white nationalists. You're going to see Antifa antagonizing and assaulting white nationalists. And then they only show the clips where white nationalists are defending themselves. It's entirely corrupt. I'm not going to say too much regarding the car right now because as of when I'm recording this, the identity and allegiance of the driver is still unknown. But we do know that one Antifa member died due to the car crash. I've seen a lot of people praising his death and saying, good, one less commie in America. And that's the wrong stance to take. That's an evil stance to take. I think just because they're Antifa, a lot of people often overlook the fact that they are still Americans. And praising the death of your brother, celebrating the death of your brother is incredibly sick and disgusting. Yes, they're Antifa members, but that doesn't mean you want them dead, because they're brothers and sisters. When your brother or sister gets lost, do you just go out and shoot them in the back of the head? No, you go out, you find them, and you save them, and you put them back on the right path. You don't call for their death. That's disgusting. Another thing I think is fundamentally wrong is today a bunch of right-wing pages are denouncing the protesters, denouncing the white nationalists, calling them LARPers, calling them losers. Well, let's say, even if they are LARPers, even if they are losers, they're still more of a man than you are. Because they had the balls to go out in public, even if their views are wrong, they had the balls to go out and subject themselves to physical, verbal, and emotional harm to share their views. While you're just sitting on your ass at home, sitting on your phone, shit-posting criticisms, they're out there doing something worthwhile. And you're just making an ass out of yourself by criticizing them for doing that. You're a hypocrite, you're an idiot, and you're a faggot. The final point I'd like to make is the fact that everyone from Fox to CNN is calling it a white supremacist rally when that couldn't be further from the truth. It's a white nationalist rally, and the two are not the same. Pulling a direct quote from Jason Kessler, one of the organizers of the rally, he says, "It's not about white supremacy, it's about fighting against anti-white sentiment in the West today." He himself says it's not about white supremacy. You can laugh at this, and obviously most liberals and just absolute idiots would, but white people have it hard in today's society, and a lot of people will say, oh, white people have all the best stuff, what the fuck are you complaining about? White history is shit on a lot today. You see it by the removal of our history, the removal of our statues. White culture is shit on. I mean, look at popular culture, it's all just a white fuck fest. Unfortunately, I don't have unlimited time to talk about this, but if you want to learn more about what actually happened, I would encourage you to look at Jason Kessler's blog, look at the blogs of all the other organizers of the event, look at the endless personal accounts that have been produced by the white nationalists, because the news is only going to give you the accounts of Antifa, the personal accounts of Antifa, and with those accounts, they're twisting a whole nother story about a whole nother chain of events that happened. That's absolutely incorrect. And I would encourage you to personally seek the truth. And for now, this is the American Traditionalist.